Yes, what's up guys, and welcome back. So today's video is we're going to be going to a gym, and me and my personal trainer have decided it's time to change my training program up because I've been doing a full body split for quite a while now, and it's time to change it up to shock my muscles and basically just make training a bit more funner. And if you want to check out my personal trainer's TikTok, I'll put a link to it in the links below, so feel free to check on that. He does some really helpful stuff on there. So let's jump into a gym. So we're just about to hit the bench, but my trainer was like, "Oh, I'll show off my quads," and I mean his quads are absolutely ripped, and so's all of his legs. So what we're doing now is we're just doing a warm-up set, and he's basically explaining how to find a perfect way to get the right positioning for your arms. So basically it's the edge of your clavicle is where your index finger should be, and just a nice little light warm up, get the blood flowing. And not enough people warm up, which is probably the most important thing to do. And as you can see, nice smooth reps, exploding up, nice easy lightweight to start with. So here's another warm-up set we're doing. So we do a couple of warm-up sets, getting used to our weight, and it's only 40 kilos at the moment, but it's a nice little warm-up weight. And it's basically here he's explaining the best way for me to find a hand positioning, and we're just going for a couple of reps here to get the blood flowing. He's like, look at it, flying up, nice and easy, and it felt really good doing it at that weight. And he's just explaining here how to work out by basically putting the thumbs in the position on the edge of a bar. There's lines on it, so you put your thumbs on the lines and then basically spread your hands out and then wrap your hands around, and then that's the perfect positioning. So here we now move into one of our working sets. It's 55 kilos, which is a nice comfortable weight at the moment. And like, I tried 60 and failed it. I got one rep out, but 55 kilos seems to be a comfortable range for me, so we're sticking with 55 kilos until I can basically chuck that up for as many reps as possible. And now, after moving from the bench press, we now go into a seated military press, and he's just explaining the best way to do a split is by making sure we focus on certain muscle groups on this program, and this was just another warm-up set. And here we are on our last working set, and as you can see, I'm doing a stretch, basically psyching myself up. And yes, if you guys noticed, I've had a nice haircut, nice little trim. It was getting a bit hot and hair was getting a bit messy, so I thought I would trim up a bit. And as you can see, using a Smith machine because it's a bit easier, and basically it's a good way to overload the weight. And here we are, we're making sure, and as you can see, last set, I'm getting a little bit fatigued, and you can tell by the grind I'm having to chuck in by that face, which we all make. And after that, we move on to a decline press. So this is going to work your shoulders and your chest and your triceps as well. And it's just a nice way to incorporate all your muscles you've been using on the bench and the military press, and basically giving them extra volume in your workout. And what we do is we superset the incline press with a tricep press, and here he's just explaining where the dumbbell should be positioning. And as you can see, it's not a flared out for the flat dumbbell press, it's you tuck your elbows in. He's making sure I've got a nice range of movement by keeping them nice and straight, basically saying focus on the eccentric part by slowly lowering it down. And it's a really good way to hit your triceps, and it also involves the middle of your chest as well, so it's a good workout to do. And then we move on to probably one of my newest favourite exercises to do is the lat pullover. And as you see when I'm filming it, my lats are extremely well developed, and we use a resistant band to make it a bit harder. And right here he's just explaining to me I need to shuffle forward on the bench because I need to be supporting my head. So it's really good to have a personal trainer to help you and explain the way to make it a safer and more efficient exercise to do. And yeah, as you can see, showing off the lats and the shoulder muscles here by giving it a good stretch. I mean, it's not the best way to see the lats, but my personal trainer was like, he's going to have to give up on doing his lats because he's says my lats are really well developed. And here he's just saying, I want you to only come as far forward as my hand, basically not wasting any of the momentum and cheating by bringing it further forward and releasing the tension. And this is a great way to keep time under tension. And I miscounted my reps here, so I needed to do one more, and he's just basically explaining on the last rep, really slowly stretch it out. So we move on to machine row here, and this is a warm-up set. And as you see, my personal trainer flexes his arms, and here I say, oh, are you flexing for cameras? And he's like, yeah, I'm just doing it so you can have a couple Easter eggs when you watch your videos back. I think he's just wanting to show off for cameras, basically, which is a great way to improve your confidence, and it shows great confidence in himself. So now this is the fourth working set before we go into a drop set. So it's 60 kilo machine row, and as you can see, activating the lats, we're using a neutral grip, so we're pulling less through the biceps and more through the traps and the shoulder blades and the lats. And here he's basically just making sure I'm pulling back far enough and basically giving me that last extra pull on the last bit of a rep, basically grinding it out. And the second to last exercises we do is a superset of supinatured lat pull down. So this is where your palms are facing inwards. It's basically a way to concentrate the lat pull down more on your biceps. And as you can see, when I get the stretch, I'm pulling down through the lats before I interact the biceps, and it's just a really great way to blow up your biceps and your lats at the same time. And as you can see, my lats are absolutely blown up here, and you can see how big they are when I pull down. And I'm really happy with how I'm progressing in the gym. I mean, when I first started, I was a complete noob, had no idea what I was doing, and now I'm getting confident in my body and how the muscle definition is coming along. I'm really happy. So we do 5 sets of this superset. So it's 10 reps on the lat pull down, and then we go straight into bicep curls, hence a superset. So this is basically where you do one exercise to another exercise back to back. It's a great way to train different muscle groups or the same muscle group. If you haven't got time, you can do supersets. It's a great way to speed up your workout, so you can superset an exercise. And as you can see, absolutely shattered here, got the lactic acid in, so I have to shake it off, just basically clear the lactic acid and go back and grind out the last couple of reps. And it's such a killer, this one. We do 15 reps on the bicep curl. You can do it with any kind of bicep curl, it's just we chose a cable. So here we are setting up a last exercise, and I got to admit, I wasn't a big fan of this, but it's got so many benefits. I just had to get the technique right, which will get better after time. So here we're doing a seated squat position and basically sled rowing it. So we're pulling through the lats and the shoulders and a bit of the biceps, basically doing a sled pull. And then once you do the sled all the way to the end of the carpet or track, basically you set up a limit of where you're going to sled pull to, and then you push through with your calves. And here he is explaining chuck them forward, and as it's the first time doing it, I wasn't sure, but then we push through on the calves, basically hitting it, and there's my PT basically showing off his quads again, and he's gonna certainly be intrigued in seeing how his posing's going down in my videos, which, I mean, I don't mind. It gets a fuse up, I guess, and shows confidence. And as you can see, I need to be squatting a bit deeper, but it's first time doing this exercise and it's something new, so the muscles are going to get shocked, but it's definitely a really good exercise, and I was absolutely shattered at this point, so just glad it was the last set to be doing it, and then just back down on the cast again. It's a really good way to burn out your system, and I was dead afterwards. It was such a hot day. As you can see, it's quite sunny in the gym because we got a shutter door open, and yeah, you see absolutely shattered here, and that is the face of a defeated man. So yes guys, there's that one, and I got to admit I am absolutely shattered. My arms are on fire. We done so much on my arms and my back, and as you can see it's very hot today, so a bit of a topless video because if I'm to be honest, it's too hot to be wearing a shirt. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that video guys, and if you want to see my full program, I'll do a video explaining exactly what I'm doing. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.